Okay, welcome. Today we are going to talk about geometric sequences. So if you can turn to page 176 to take a few notes, that'd be great. I know we've learned arithmetic sequences. We've talked about explicit formula for them and recursive formula for arithmetic. Oh my gosh, arithmetic sequences. So that's a hard word to say. Anyway, so now today we're going to talk about geometric sequences. Arithmetic is add and subtract, and geometric sequences is multiply and divide. Okay, so we have the explicit formula of a sub n equals the first term times radius and then the exponent of n minus 1. Okay, so we know that the first term is, we always talk about it as a sub 1, okay? Now, when we talk about sequences, we want the same quantity, or what you would call the common ratio, a common ratio. Okay, if you don't find that, then that means it's not geometric, and then you would just put NG, but we will run into some of those, and I'll show you some examples of that. So we want a common ratio. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at some of the terms that we have. And we know that R stands for the ratio. Okay, and that's just the number you multiply by to get the next term. To get the next term. Next term. Okay. Wow. It's because, anyway, term. Okay, good job. And then n is just the place in the sequence. So it's the place in the sequence. Okay. So when we say n minus 1 is as the exponent, so if we say, if the place is 3 in the sequence, then we 3 minus 1, and that's what we would take the ratio and we would square that, okay? So it's just the place in the sequence. Okay, let's go ahead and let me rewrite this formula so that you can see it a little better. So it's a sub n equals a sub 1 times the ratio, okay, and then n minus 1, okay? So that would be our formula, okay? So that's our geometric sequent formula for the explicit formula for geometric sequence. Okay, let's go ahead and look right here at this, what we have. And so let's plug in, we have an example here. So we would do, so 1, we have, that would be our first term, a sub 1, okay? And then from 2 to 6, so 2 times what is 6, so we would multiply that by 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 times 3 is 54. So we see that our common ratio is 3. Okay, so we know ratio is 3. And then we know right here is our a sub 1, which is 2. So if we did a formula, we go a sub 1 equals, a sub n, excuse me, a sub 1 times our ratio of 3, okay, and then n minus 1, and then our a sub 1 is 2. So now we're just going to throw this all in the formula, okay? So we're going to go a sub 1 equals a1, which is 2, times the ratio, which is 3. So we know, right, our next term is 6, right? Okay, so now we have first term, second term, third term, fourth term. Now, if I want to find the fifth term, so I would just take this and go my fifth term, or let's do the sixth term. So the sixth term, let's do the sixth term, okay? So we're going to plug everything into our formula here. We're going to go a sub 1, or a sub n equals, and then we go 2 times my ratio of 3, right? And then n minus 1, so we want the sixth term right here, sixth term minus 1, so we would do that as the 5, okay? So that would be 5, okay? So it was just saying this was 6 minus 1, because we're going to do the sixth term, okay? And that is 5. Okay, then when we get in our calculator and we just want to find the sixth term, just say we want to find the sixth term, then we would go, just get your calculator and you're going to go 3 to the power of 5 first, which equals 243 times 2, which equals 486. So then my answer was a sub 6 is 486. Okay, so that was my sixth term. Okay, and we'll do it again over here. Okay, so first of all, let's find, we see that we have our first term right here. 13 is a sub 1. We just need to find the common difference, okay, between all those. So 13 to negative 26 is going to be multiplied by negative 2, because remember it's multiply or divide, so multiply by negative 2 and multiply by negative 2, because 13 times negative 2 is negative 26, negative 26 times negative 2 is 52, and so on. So now we have our common ratio of negative 2. Now I want to find the sixth term again, so let's go ahead and write this into our formula. We're going to go a sub n. My first term is 13. Say we're looking at this formula right here, times my ratio of negative 2. And then we want the sixth term, right? So we would go 6 minus 1, because this was the n minus 1. So we know that this is 5, okay? So this is 5, okay? So let me just erase all that and put that as the 5, okay? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do negative 2 in your calculator, negative 2 to the power of 5, which equals negative 32, times my 13, times my a sub 1, so 13, that was my first term, so negative 476, negative 416, so a sub 6 equals negative 416. So that is my term right there, my sixth term. So that's my answer for that one, okay? Okay, so now if we have here where we're actually seeing that we're going from a larger number to a smaller number, we would normally divide, but we can just do that as multiplying this by half, okay? So my first term's 48, my r is 1/2, okay? And then we want to find the sixth term also. So I'm going to go a sub n equals a1, which is my first term, which is 48, times my radius, which is 1/2, and then it was, remember, it's n minus 1, but we want the sixth term, 6 minus 1, so it would be 5, okay? So then we'll put the 5 up here again, and then I'm going to go 1/2 square to the power of 5, which is 1 over 32, and then I need to times it by 48 times 48, which is 3 over 2. So a sub 6 is 3 over 2, or fraction to decimal 1.5. So a sub 6 is that. Okay, let's go ahead and move to our assignment today, which is on page 208, I believe. That is a big jump. Okay, so 208, if you'll jump to 208. And then for this assignment on 208, you guys are only going to be doing the odds, okay? So today's assignment is odds only on 208. Okay, and I want you to find the eighth term on these. Okay, so we want to find the eighth term. Remember, our formula is a sub n equals a sub 1 times my radius, and then n to n minus 1 exponent of n minus 1. Okay, remember the ratio is your common difference, okay? And this is my first term. Okay, so let's plug these in first. A sub n equals, my first term is negative 1 times, let's see what my radius is, -1 to 6, 6 to -36. Okay, so I can see that it's common. We're going to be multiplying it by a -6. Okay, because -6 times -1 is 6, -6 times 6 is -36, -36 times -6 is 216. So we know my ratio is 6, so we're going to put that in, and we're going to go n minus 1. Okay, I want the 8th term, so then we're going to go 8 minus 1. Okay, so we are going to go a sub 1 equals -1 times -6 to the 7th power, because 8 minus 1 is 7, and this is how we can figure out what that is. Okay, so we're going to go -6, to the power of 7, which equals -2,799.36 times my -1, so times -1. It's the same, but it's just going to be a positive. Okay, so a sub 8 equals 279,936. Okay, so that is my answer for that one. Okay, so now let's look at number 21. Okay, now from 3 to 23 is plus 20, and 23 is plus 100. Okay, so remember the ratio has to be common, right? It has to be a common difference. We talked about it, the same quantity. Well, this is not the same quantity, so that means this is not geometric. So we would just put NG on that one. Okay, let's go ahead and do a number 20 together. Okay, even though it's not one of your assigned questions, but I want to do one with a fraction with you. Okay, so we know this is our first term, and then from 2 to 2/5, we are going to actually just times it by 1/5. Okay, so my difference from here to here and here to here is 1/5. Okay, because 5 times 5 is 25, and so on. So my common difference is 1/5. That's my ratio, and this is my a sub 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this into our formula. A sub n equals a sub 1 right here is 2. That's my first term right here, times my ratio, which is 1/5. And n minus 1, we want the 8th term, so we're doing 7 minus 1. 8 minus 1, because I want the 8th term, 8 minus 1. So we're actually going to, I'm just going to rewrite it, to the power of 7. Okay, so then you're going to get in your calculator and you're going to go 1/5 to the power of 7 equals 0.000128 times 2, don't forget the 2, the a sub 1, the beginning point. So my answer is a sub 8 equals 0.0000256. Okay? Okay. Hopefully you guys get this. Let me go ahead and just do one more with you. Let's go down and do number 39. Let's do 39. Let's do one more. Okay. So here is our a sub 1. It's our first term. What is our difference? -0.5 to 1 and -1 to 2. So this would be timesing it by, the difference is 2, because 2 times 0.5 is 1, and 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. So our common difference is 2. Okay, let's put this in our formula. A sub n equals, remember, up here our formula, we put our a sub 1 in first times our ratio. So our a sub 1 was -0.5 times 2 to the power of 7. Because remember, n minus 1, this was 8 minus 1, which gives us 7. So 2 to the power of 7, 2 to the power of 7 equals 128 times 0.5 times 0.5 equals 64. So, oh, should be negative 64. I forgot about the negative, sorry. It should be negative 0.5, I apologize. So a sub 8 equals negative 64. Okay? Okay, if you have any questions, please reach out to your teachers and we can help you. Thank you.